DIY percussion, how to make a pocket shaker. To start, you'll need an old Mylar drumhead like this Remo concert bass drumhead. Cut a strip out of the drumhead approximately 6 inches in width and then cut that into squares. Using double-sided tape, tape 2 of the squares together on what will eventually be the outside face of the shaker. My 3-year-old daughter decided to contribute some artwork to this one while I wasn't looking, but I think it looks great, so we're going to keep it. While they're still taped together like this inside out, go ahead and mark the same edge on both squares. This will help maintain alignment, which will be important later on in the process. Now I'm going to use a square template to mark where I want my stitches to go. Now this is the whole reason that we've taped this together inside out. It's so that we make all of our marks on the inside of the piece and they're not visible when we're finished. Now I'm going to use a ruler to just clean up those lines a little bit. Now we're going to use this special leather working punch, and we're just going to tap in all of the evenly spaced holes here to make our stitches. Just a few gentle taps. And we're just going to go around all 4 sides and punch out all these holes. Now that we've punched out all 4 sides, we're going to use this very pointy tool called an awl to enlarge those holes and make them big enough for our needles to pass through. Now all 4 sides have been poked out with the awl, but our piece is still inside out, so we're going to peel both halves apart and put them back together the right way, making sure to use the alignment arrows. Clamp the piece into a vise or a stitching pony if you have one, and we can start stitching. Attach a needle to each end of your string and begin to saddle stitch the pieces together. Begin with a back stitch. Now, I'm certainly no expert in upholstery or stitching of any kind. So if you want to learn how to do that skill specifically, there's a lot of great tutorials on YouTube for you to check out. That's what I did. And now we've sewn up the shaker on 3 sides, but we need to fill it. However, it's still very flat. There's no pocket in our pocket shaker. So now we're going to shape the pocket using this wooden form that I've made. That's going to go right inside to the shaker. And one of the nice properties about Mylar is that it shrinks when heat is applied. So I'm using this wooden form and my trusty blowtorch as a heat source. You could also use a heat gun. And we are going to just shrink up the Mylar around that wooden form, which is going to help us create the pocket that we need. And now using these pieces of wood, I'm really crimping the material around that wooden form while it's still nice and warm. So now you can kind of see there that there's a little bit of a ridge or a pocket starting to form. It's becoming less flat, less two-dimensional. And I've just flipped it over to the other side. I've put my little wooden form on the other side of the pocket shaker here, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Now we should have a nice pocket formed in both sides of our pocket shaker. Now we need something to make our shaker shake. We could use, let's say, some peppercorns maybe, or for a louder sound, some copper BBs. I think we're going to go somewhere in the middle for this shaker. We're going to try some yellow popcorn kernels. You can use a little, you can use a lot. Experiment with it, shake it around a little bit, and then add and subtract kernels until you get the sound that you desire. Once you're happy with how your shaker is sounding, it's time to close it up once and for all by sewing up the 4th side. And now that our shaker is stitched up on all four sides, it looks like a big ravioli. We need to trim the outer edges a little bit. And we're just going to round off the corner with our scissors for a little bit more comfort in the hand while we're holding this thing. And that's about it. That's your DIY pocket shaker. Good luck.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and leave us a comment below with any pieces that you'd like to see us play in a future video. We've got new videos coming out all the time, so be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Thanks. See you soon.